Happy Thanksgiving. It is Thursday. It's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Turkey's in the oven. Kids are in the house. It is beautiful outside. And I hope that you are having a marvelous time. We watched a Macy's parade. My sister was in it. It was awesome. And so far it has been just a wonderful day. But I wanted to share a little bit with you about gratitude and thankfulness, because it's literally something that is I need for me, and which keeps me sane a lot of times. There has been a series of events in the past months that have been leaving me, or just throwing me off, leaving me questioning, wondering. They have hit my self-esteem in a bad way, and question my abilities and even my self-worth. Now, usually I can recover pretty quickly when something happens, but these have been coming one after the other, so it has been just a little bit difficult to recover. And I noticed that my thought process was beginning to follow a lot of the thinking, the negative thinking. And I'm usually very positive, but I began to say things to myself that I know are not true. And that is very dangerous. So I got to the point where I knew that I needed to stop. I needed to stop and begin to turn it around. And I spoke in one of my previous videos about negative self-chatter, and that's what happens. You begin to say things to yourself. Now, there's a science called neuroplasticity. And what it is it studies the brain, and is how the brain can be rewired. We always say, well, once you are out of your teenage years, or you become older, you cannot change. You cannot teach an old dog new tricks or something like that. And it is not true. The brain can be rewired. And finally, I have to force myself to, in the midst of stress and negative situations, begin to speak positive, begin to look for the positive. Thankfulness and gratitude can rewire your brain. Now, if you know people that are negative, a critical person, a very judgmental person, they're always dissatisfied. That will create a pathway in your brain. And what happens is that when something good comes to that person that is positive and good and wholesome, that filter that has been created by the brain, everything filters through that, and what the person sees is whatever falls short in that situation. So they don't really see or recognize the good. If there's something amiss, that's what they're going to see. So what you want to do is begin to turn that around, and you do it by beginning to focus on the positive, begin to see and speak the positive. Whatever, there's always something good in the midst of bad, always something. So once you begin to do that, and once you begin to say those things and speak those things and focus on those things, it begins to create a new pathway in your brain. So when things happen, they begin to filter through that pathway, that it is a positive one. So you become the kind of person that always looks for the silver lining. Why is this important? Because thankfulness and gratitude activate what we call the natural antidepressant neurotransmitters, which are serotonin and dopamine. And these are your happy hormones. So these neurotransmitters affect your physical body. Everything from your extending your lifespan to improving your sleep, increase energy, increase empathy, it boosts your self-esteem, it reduces depression. So these are extremely important. And what is interesting to me is that it also improves resiliency. Now, resiliency is your ability to adapt to adversity, to stressful situations, to tragedy, to threats. And it is something that I think will be so important to teach our children from the time that they are very young, to be thankful, to be very grateful, to look for the positive things. Because as they begin to get older and they find themselves in situations of peer pressure and bullying, they would have trained themselves and their minds to always look for that one thing that is good, where they can find comfort. And it will be just a way for them to be able to manage the stress and the feelings of anxiety before they begin to spiral down, excuse me, into depression. Now, ways to express gratitude. Very simple. Celebrate not just your big achievements, but your small achievements. For example, fitness. And this is something that I hear. Well, I lost a pound, or I only lost 1 pound, or I only lost 5 pounds. Oh my goodness, celebrate that 1 pound or those 5 pounds. Because for every pound that you lose, that is 13 pounds off your knees. Yes. 5 pounds. Do the math. That's 65 pounds off your knees. That is a huge amount of weight. You are going to feel that when you run, when you walk, when you exercise, when you just go about your day. So celebrate that 1 pound or those 5 pounds. Be appreciative of people. You know, send an email, send a text, call someone, just to tell them that you appreciate them, that you love them, that you are so thankful that they are in your life. It's a small thing, but it will bless them, and at the same time, it will make you feel amazing. And it's going to increase your dopamine and your serotonin. Also, practice mindfulness. And this is something that I have been also reading about and trying to do. It's just making yourself be present right here, right now. Appreciating where you are. Because in reality, this is all we have, this moment, right now. So right now, I am thankful that I can speak to you, that I can share with you, that I can make myself vulnerable. I am thankful that I can talk, that I can hear, that I can see. I am just thankful for this moment. I am thankful that I am alive right now in this moment. I am thankful that I have a window in front of me and it is a beautiful day outside. So I'm not thinking about tomorrow or the next day. It's just right now, right here. I'm just thankful. And begin to breathe in and drink in those moments. Thank yourself. Thank your body when it takes you through a hard workout. Thank your legs, when you've been walking all day long. Thank your hands. Thank your ears, your eyes. Just thank your body for being strong, for doing the things that you need to do. Thank yourself. Thank your mind for having a sharp and strong mind. And I was thinking about, gratitude is not really an emotion that we can draw and put a little smiley face or a sad face. To me, it's just an attitude. It is a choice. I choose to be grateful. I choose to be thankful. And going back to the series of events and the things that have been happening, I began to turn it around. And in my mind first, I had to get to a place of looking and acknowledging and recognizing what was good and what was positive. Even though this wasn't working, this was. Even though I didn't have this in my life, I had this. What it does for me, it cancels out what I feel will be injustice, what I feel would be unfairness. It cancels out stress, and it switches my mindset to a place of contentment, to a place of peace, and it settles me. It just settles my heart, and that's what I want. More than anything, I want for me to be at peace and for me to be settled, because I can deal with anything if I am right and my mind is right. So this is just something that I wanted to share with you. Be thankful. Say it out loud. Say it in your mind. Speak it all the time. Teach your children to do it from the time that they're very little. To always look for that silver lining. Always. It will reduce their stress. And before I forget, please subscribe down there.